Jai Gurudev, and welcome to this satsang. I had this question from a woman about attachments, how we can detach and go deeper into attachments. So, first and foremost, what is attachments? Why do we get attached to things, to relations, to people, to things, and to our ego? So, what is happening in life? We get born into this world, and while we are in the belly of our mother, we start to get emotions, thoughts mostly from our mother, and we start to program ourselves into those feelings, thought patterns, and so on. What is happening lately? We get born, we come out in this world, and we start to, like I can see now. I will take an example. My daughter is now 8 months. Yeah. So what I can see is, as soon we can sit and we can eat in the table, and mom goes, what happens? She start to cry. Or sometimes even if I go out of the room, she start to cry, like dad is going or mom is going. Yeah. So here we already before the kids turn 1 year, there is a lot of attachment, and a lot of attachment already there to the mother because of the bonding, right? Because of the bonding in the belly from the beginning, right? There's so many attachments already created there and there in the womb. So as we go along, those attachments stays, and the mother has, of course, attachment to the children, and the children also has attachment to the parents, especially the mom, right? Especially in the beginning. So as we go along, we start to play with toys, and if someone takes your toy, you're not happy because you're attached to that toy. But we can see clearly if we just, like I can see now, I can take my both younger daughters. I have 3 children, right? I have 1 son and 2 daughters. So if I take my 4-year-old daughter, if she plays with something, no one else can touch it, right? She's very like, this is what I play with now, or she doesn't play so much. She's more into, doing pujas and stuff now. She's doing chanting to Krishna, and she's doing ceremonies and things. But she's very into it, and if I go and take something there, she becomes upset, right? Because that's the attachment, right? But if I go to my 8-month-year-old daughter, she holds something, she wants to play with this, right? If I just take this, she's going to scream, right? But if I take this and just give her something else, she's not even noticing, right? Because she's not in that awareness yet of the thing itself. It's just a thing, yeah? But as we grow older, the thing becomes more personal, right? This is my toy. This is my clothes or whatever, right? And this goes on. And as we grow up and we become older and older and older, more attachments are connected to us. And as we grow, our ego also comes into play. Yeah? And the ego is something that we first and foremost need to let go of. But this is the deepest attachment that I can see, is the attachment to our own ego. And this is the biggest challenge that we have, is to really transcend this ego, transcend our mind, to come in contact with the Atma, with our true self. And when we are in contact with the Atma, there's no attachment. The attachment comes when we are in mind and when we are in ego. So, how to work with this? First and foremost, we have to observe, and we can observe every time we are attached to something. We can also be attached in arguments. Let's say you have an argument with your spouse, or with your friend. You are having it doesn't have to be something serious, it can just be in a discussion, right? So you have this discussion with your friend, for example, right? So you're talking with your friend and you have a little bit of this, someone is on this side and someone is on that side, right? And when you have finished with this conversation, you go away and you continue thinking about this, yeah? But your friend just goes the other way and is done with it. Never think about it again. So your attachment to this conversation triggered or pulled something in your ego. So the ego comes out and you're going around and thinking and and you analyze, oh, I should have said this, oh, I should have said that, yeah? So this is how the mind and the ego works. I will take an very interesting story. I think some of you have heard it before. So there were two monks, and those two monks were, they were walking. They were out for a big walk. So they came to a river, yeah? And with this river, there was a woman standing there. So they were looking at each other, and the woman needed help to cross the river to the other side. But as monks, they are brahmacharyas. They are not allowed to touch women. So one of the monks, he didn't do anything, but the other monk, he carried the woman to the other side, and he put her down, yeah, and they start to walk. So after they have walked a bit, the monk that didn't carry the woman asked, why did you touch the woman there? And he told the other monk, you are the one still thinking about her. I was just doing my dharma and my service to help. You see? So this is another level of attachment. You see, you think that we can become monks, or we need to go to the Himalayas and do meditation or whatever, right? And sit in a cave and, oh, I don't want to be in this life. Oh, kids, oh, work, all this. We need to learn how to live in everything and don't become attached to it. This is what Jesus meant also. He said, be in this world but not of it. And be not of the world means not being attached to the world. You can be fully absorbed into the world and live fully, but don't be attached to it. Why? What is this problem with attachment? Attachment is suffering. Because you suffer. Attachment can come and you become sad, you can become frustrated, you can become angry, and then you fall down. Lower down in the hierarchy of emotions and vibrations and frequencies, and you go down. And then you stay stuck in your ego, the petty little self, yeah? So what can we learn with this? We can learn be totally here and now, in this present moment, and live fully, be fully in acceptance of everything. So another interesting story is the master that I have been with for the past 3 years, Swami Purohit, the Kriya Yoga enlightened master. He told me about his story with his mom that passed away. So he used to go up early. He go up at 4 in the morning, and then he take bath and he take a tea. In India they have this tea thing, and he calls his mom. Yeah, and one day the mom did not pick up the phone. So he texted his brother, and his brother said, yeah, mom has passed away. So what happened with Swami is that he processed this, he got this message, and he processed this in 10 seconds. In 10 seconds, he was done with the process of his mom passing away. So what he told me was, he called his mom every day, because talking to her every day, that built up a relation, and then didn't have anything left. What we can notice, I know many of you have had family members or experiences of people passing away in your life, right? Because this is also a form of attachment. I lost my father in 2011, So then when this happened to me, I lost the attachment of being afraid of death. Yeah? because I understood by that experience that there is no death. So I could let go of that attachment of fear. So what happened here is that he has done so much processing and so much training with himself that the level is so high that there is a full understanding of who he is. And when the full understanding of who he is there, he knows the reality. And the reality is that we are all one. I don't own my mother. My mother is free. My mother, he also told me that, oh, I have a visit here. Hello, Anisha. Sit down here and say hello to everyone. So what he did is he told me, oh, I can hear there is someone else coming here. We'll see if we can continue with the story or not. Let's see. Tror du Bhavani kommer? No, okay, maybe we are cool. We are saved from the screaming. So what he told me was that his wife and his sister were very in grief, So they were like, why are you not crying? Why are you not sad? Your mom passed away. He said, I have no attachment and our relation were done. This is where I want to come with this. We have so many things in our relationships, right, with people. And then when someone dies, it's like we're going around and thinking, oh, I should have done this. Oh, if he could be here now with me and experience this. I've had this experience with my father many times, right? Oh, if I could just have become a healer, a little bit before, I could have saved him. We have these things going around in the mind with the ego, yeah? So this is something we can think about, all of us, is to really go deep into the relationships that we have and really go in and see that we finish everything. We finish everything because there is a karma connected to all of your relations. Okay? It's not that you are coming here and you are creating new relationships. It's that you are coming here to finish what you did not finish before. So this is something we can think about, is to go in and really come into peace into all relationships that we have. And if we can come into relationships peace with every relation that we have, then if something happens, we can go there with a clear mind, with a clear heart, and we will not go into this, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that, yeah? And why we bring up the fire is, we have 5 elements, yeah? So the fire element is responsible for also taking care of emotions, When you eat food, the fire is there to process the food, okay? So when we have emotions, we can have a small argument. You have a small argument with someone. This goes into the Naval Center and get processed there. But let's say we lose someone we are there to, or we have a very turbulent experience with someone. This goes into the heart. And from the heart, we need to have a lot of energy. And then it goes down to the Naval Center. And then we need to process it into the Naval Center. So let's say like this. A normal person, I consider a normal person a person who does not do sadhana. And sadhana is spiritual practice. A person who does not do mantras, meditation, asanas, or any type of spiritual practice at all. Those people have a level of 3 to 10,000 voltage stored in the Naval Center. This is normal to just get by in the day, You go up in the morning, maybe you go to work, you take care of the kids, maybe you have a meeting, maybe you have to do some errands, go shopping or whatever, and then at night you're dead tired. You're so tired that you want to watch some TV, or you're sitting there and you're blabbing on the phone or whatever, right? So this is because the energy is out. And I have said many times, like in the Naval Center, it's like in the house or in the apartment that we live, there is this storage of electricity, yeah? And there have many labels that goes to different parts of the house and the apartment. So one goes to the kitchen, one goes to the living room, one goes to the wash machine, and so on, right? So this is the same with the Naval Center. But in this Naval Center, we need to have enough of prana. And if there is not enough prana in the Naval Center, the attachment will also be stronger. When there is a lot of fire, we can burn this attachment very quick. We become, so to say, strong, emotionally strong. And then we become mentally strong, so we can handle, attachment. So by doing practice, we can do Uddiyana Bandha, we can do Noli, we can do Agnisara to really work with the Naval Center to build up this pranic vibration. And the more prana you have, the stronger you will become, the healthier you will become, both physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Okay? So that is why it's very important to take care of the physical body. We take care of our mind, and we take care of our emotional well-being. So if we can have those three, you can work for 6 months with the physical body, then you work 6 months with the mind, and you can work 6 months with the emotional well-being. Then you will be in a very high balance, and you are going to go deeper into the spiritual field. Okay, so this is a little talk about attachment, and the best way to really become free of attachment, or make them lesser, so to say, is doing practice, spiritual practice every day. Mantra, meditation, and physical exercises. If you do those trees every day, you're going to expand a lot. And this will help you to really take care of the attachment. Because it will go, when we do mantra and meditation, we start to, because we have like this circle of the subconscious mind, right? And in the subconscious mind, there is emotions and thoughts. Yeah? And those pops up in the mind, and then you can feel them in your body. But when we do mantra meditation, we start to release them from this loop, so they disappear, and then they will not come up and trouble you anymore. And that means, like, when you have an experience, this experience will not trigger, because there is not something to be triggered, because those thoughts and emotions then create the ego, right? And when there is no thoughts and emotions there, it will not create an ego that will get triggered by some event. You get it? So ego is like produced of the thoughts, the emotions, the experiences that is stored inside of you. But if there is nothing stored inside of you, when you are in direct connection with the Atma, there will be no attachment. So the Atma is referred to as the soul, because the soul is who you are. But if you believe that you are the thoughts, the emotions, the physical body, the ego, and so on, then attachment will be there. And then suffering will come. So all of this, if you want guidance with this, I have everything on my website. You can just go there and check. I have a lot of content there, and if you would like to go even deeper, you can just send me a message, and we can work with this. We can set up one-on-one call, or we can do, whatever you like to help you go to the next level. So everything I do is on a donation-based way now. So whatever you like to give back, it's nice. It's fine. So you send me a message if you would like to go deeper, and we can work with this. So even if you're sitting on, you can maybe have a question about some other topic, send it to me. You can email it to me, or you can send it in the messenger, and I can go and do a satsang on it the next time. Okay? I wish you all a very good day. Jai Gurudev.